We are in Moirang in Bishnupur district where on 6th of September in the afternoon a rocket which weighed between 25 to 30 kgs with explosives landed right here. You can see behind me there is a pit which has now been covered, and this was done with the impact of the rocket that fell here. In fact, the entire wall which you can see right there was shattered. The statue which is right here on my left hand side of the former chief minister and a freedom fighter who was with the Indian National Army, Koirang Singh, M. Koirang Singh. His statue was also shattered, damaged, and one person, a priest, 70-year-old man, was killed who was sitting just right opposite this area where the rocket landed. Now, the people tell us here is that when the rocket landed, it caused a sonic boom, and medium-sized splinters flew from that rocket, which then hit this priest and several others who were sitting right here. In fact, it also caused big holes in the tin shed, which is right here. You can see in the video. It was a quiet Friday evening, and Kelvin, along with his family and a 70-year-old priest, was preparing for a religious ritual in the compound of his late grandfather's house, who was the first chief minister of Manipur. As he left to fetch something from his room, he heard a loud supersonic boom. The ground under his feet shook, the glasses from the house shattered, and wails filled the air. So this is the place where the missile had landed. In fact, we can see that the entire wall has been shattered, and the glasses have been broken. There was a deep pit that was created here, and you told me that the statue of your grandfather was also damaged. Could you tell us something? You were here at that time. What really happened, and how one person also died here?
Okay, so the missile landed right around here, and roughly a few meters there, we were all sitting there, preparing for the Asti ceremony, which already happened on Sunday. So it was supposed to happen on 8, and on that 6, we were all gathered around there, roughly around 10 people there. And I was also there at the spot, but luckily for me, I just went into my room, and just as I reached my room, I heard the sound, I heard the impact, like there was a huge shock wave, and it shook my house, and dust were all poured over me. And then I immediately rushed out, and as I rushed out, I instantly knew it was some kind of rocket or something, because of the sound, as well as there was a previous incident in the morning at Tronglaubi. So I immediately knew it was some kind of rocket that landed, but I never imagined it. So as I reached here, I saw the priest was lying down, and then blood were spilled, and all of the people who were previously gathered there, they were all scattered here and there. And I rushed out, tried to call an ambulance, and my auntie called me and said my sister was injured. So I took out my two-wheeler vehicle and then placed my sister on the back, and then I rushed to the hospital. And as I drove past the different sections there, people were already beside the road. They came out because they heard the sound, and I also, due to the panic, I also shouted that a rocket has landed at my house, like that. And then as I reached the hospital, I dropped my sister and came back with the ambulance. Right. But as we reached here, the priest was already declared dead, and the police have already arrived, the army have arrived, and the fortunately, the injuries that the people sustained were minor, but they were all sent for further treatment to RIMS Imphal.
This is the first time such a heavy rocket-like explosive has been used in the ongoing violence in Manipur for an attack, and is a significant advancement over the previously used Pampi guns made out of a steel pipe with a rope attached to it that lacked range. The incident, sources in the security establishment said, marked a significant escalation in the ongoing violence between the two communities, Kukis and Meiteis. Although crude, sources said the rocket bomb was potent and could have caused much more damage. This was the third attack by bombs or bomb-like objects since 1st September, after almost a 4-month lull. In the attacks reported in the last 2 weeks, 11 people have been killed and several others have been injured. According to sources in the security establishment, the rocket bomb was made out of a 9-foot iron pipe which had a fin-like tail at the back. 3 feet of the pipe in the middle was filled with the explosive suspected to be gunpowder. Then, after a gap, the last 2 feet was again loaded with explosives and splinters, the source explained. The source said that these improvised explosives are a cause of concern and there is no mechanism to stop them. The sources added that it is dangerous because of its reach. The residents of Moirang never expected that despite being far from the fringe area where violence has been concentrated, they can come under such an attack.
तो हम यहाँ पे रहता है ना, सभी लोग मिट्टी लोग अभी बहुत डर है। वो तो रोके रोके मिसाइल है ना, वो तो गिरा था, उसे उसे यहाँ तक पहुँच रहा है, बहुत दूर तक पहुँच रहा है, लगभग से 8 किलोमीटर जैसे है। वो लोग तो मिसाइल गिरा था यहाँ पर, और यहाँ के बहुत क्या हुआ इसे पता बोल नहीं सकते हमको। तो इस समय तो हमारा बेबी बच्चे लोग ना बहुत डरता है, यहाँ से भाग रहा है, जहाँ पे हम रहता नहीं। एक दिन तो वो उधर चला गया, तो दूर चला गया था, फिर आएगा तो हमको नुकसान करेगा ना, इसलिए डर के बीमारी हम भाग गए थे। फिर एक दिन 2 दिन के बाद हम वापस आए थे यहाँ पे।
ठीक है, तो अभी आप क्या चाह रहे हैं सरकार से, पुलिस से, आर्मी से कि ये किस तरह से रुकेगा?
वो तो वो लोग उसी जगह से वो मिसाइल वो लोग चला रहे हैं ना, वो लोग सब पता है, वहाँ पर जाके ना ऐसे बंद कर सकता है ना, ऐसे मत करो, ऐसे कर मत करो, ऐसे करेगा तो वो तो एकदम मिसाइल करेगा तो एकदम वार जैसा है ना, ऐसे लग रहा है ना, इसलिए वो रोक सकता है ना, वो सरकार लोग यहाँ के मिलिट्री पुलिस वगैरह जा सकता है ना उधर, उसके बन सकते कर सकता है उधर जाकर,
पर नहीं कर रहा है।
अभी तो नहीं कर रहा है, पता नहीं कर रहा है नहीं कर रहा है, हमको पता नहीं है ना।
तो अभी बहुत से लोग यहाँ से चले भी गए हैं उसके बाद।
चले भी गए, फिर वापस आ रहे हैं वो लोग।
अच्छा, अब धीरे धीरे वापस।
हाँ, धीरे धीरे वापस आ रहे हैं सब।
What is also horrific is the fact that this area is not very close to the fringes.
Yes,
This
yes.
is quite far from the fringe areas that are usually considered to be, areas that are dangerous. So, because and now since this has happened, we know that there are weapons available that can land at least 10 to 20 kilometers away also. How has that really affected the people here, and what is the possible solution?
Well, in fact, when the conflict started, and I spent most of my time in Imphal, and people were asking me, "You are from Moirang, and are you safe, or are you in a dangerous area like that?" And I used to tell them that no, our place is not very near, and it's safe. Now that this thing has happened, I mean, not just me, not there's no single person that is safe here. I mean, they have the weapon that can definitely reach 10 kilometers. So I mean, who is safe anymore? And so we are all traumatized. In fact, I think that's the right word. And no, I mean, some of people might have fled to someplace safe. We don't know, but most of us are here, and we are still living with the terror or suspicion that something might land one time or another. And as far as the solution is concerned, I mean, that's not for me to tell, right? So there are lots of people concerned that must look out for the solution, and clearly they're not doing a good job. So, I mean, for us as civilians, as innocent citizens, we just have to just take care of our own families, look out for ourselves, and I think that's the only choice that we have left.
People in Moirang are living in fear. They feel that a rocket can land in their compound anytime now. The police have told us that they have in fact arranged for anti-drone mechanism in several of the areas to ensure that this doesn't happen. However, that is work in progress. The people here tell us that they have no faith in the police or in the army or armed forces that they will be able to save them, because the conflict has been going on for months now. Most of the people have fled to safer places, which is closer to Imphal, while others are here living in fear, saying they don't have an option to do that. This is Ananya Bhardwaj reporting with Suraj Bisht from Manipur for ThePrint.